Katakuri exposed. Okay, let's talk about One Piece chapter 893. Now, with this chapter, this is more of a discussion than a review. And I wanted to do an in-depth review. It's pretty late, so I just want to talk about the chapter in a casual way, just going through the pages and just telling you how I feel about everything. Just an in-depth, deep dive on the chapter and just chopping it up for a bit. I don't know, do you guys want to talk about the cover page? Let's talk about the cover page really quickly. It's pretty much Leo and those guys, they're checking out their ship. I know people don't like talking about the Tontada just because of post-traumatic stress disorder. I believe I said that correctly. From Dressrosa and seeing the Tontadas for so long. People don't even want to mention the Tontadas because the fear of them coming back. And I understand 100%. But in the cover page, Leo and those guys, they're just checking out their ship. Nothing much there. We know the Grand Fleet has been this whole thing about them and everything that they've been doing. Forget the actual, official name that they've been calling it. But the Grand Fleet, that's who we're focusing on as far as the cover pages. And I prefer that as opposed to like fan requests and drawings and shit like that. I hate that. Not that I hate them, but I prefer the actual cover stories because then it kind of provides more of the story as far as like what's going on elsewhere, okay? In the Grand Fleet, I have no problem with us covering that. So our suspicions were confirmed. Luffy actually did get hit. I know there was a lot of theories going around. I thought it was a cool theory, but at the end of my video, I said that, I made a video about it. I said that I believe that Luffy actually did get hit. I believe he did get hit because regardless, it'd be great for the story. I didn't see this and everything that happened this chapter happening though. Like this was crazy. This was kind of unexpected, which is, Oda being a fantastic writer. I know his shit has been called into question this whole arc, but I still think Oda is amazing, and I feel like this arc is a very good arc, not a great arc because of some of the shortcomings that we felt and a lot of people have pointed out. One thing that I try to do is to not be, a One Piece apologist where it's like everything, no matter what happens, it's okay, it's fine. We want to be critical of this series, but we do also want to know that and remember that this series it's 893 chapters in, right? And it's built credibility. So it's no reason to shit on One Piece, and no matter how bad you feel this arc has been, you have to put faith in Oda somewhat, and you have to expect the arc to kind of readjust. Regardless, believe in Oda, right? Believe in Oda because he finds a way to correct whatever's going on, right? So of course Luffy got hit by Flambe, right? So Flambe, she shot her or quiet needle, silent needle into Luffy, and I saw something somewhere saying that her needle may be poisonous or it may numb his legs. That's why his legs were wobbling. It wasn't due to the actual him being super tired, but due to the actual needle because the needle numbs his legs. I'm not sure where I read that, but it sounds good because basically Luffy is about to go in versus Katakuri. I'm more likely to believe that than Luffy being super tired, or because even if Luffy's super tired, he'll find a way to bounce back and persevere because that's just how Monkey D. Luffy is. So that's fine. But anyway, Katakuri's beating the shit out of Luffy and he's wondering what's going on in the middle of the fight because he all of a sudden is dominating Luffy after he couldn't hit Luffy for like 6-7 hours. So now he's like, yo, why can I hit you? What's wrong? So this is showing some growth in Katakuri, or at least some growth in the respect that Katakuri has for Luffy. Meanwhile, all this is going on, Flambe, she's actually there watching Katakuri, and she's expecting Katakuri to congratulate her for the shit she just did. So let me just paint this picture really quickly. Flambe, she's a 15-year-old, and she's the head of the fan club. So how I view Flambe, she's like the popular kid in school. She's the head of the yearbook club. She's the head of the, she's a cheerleader. She's all this stuff. She's the perfect, young blonde chick, right? I don't mean to single out, blondes, but hey, let's just call a spade, goddammit. So Flambe, she has the perfect big brother. You can imagine in her class or in her social circle, all her friends look up to her because she has the perfect big brother. So that's something she wants to, I guess, kind of maintain and keep going for as long as possible. One would think it doesn't turn out that way. So Flambe, expecting to be praised by Katakuri based on her accomplishing this feat by hitting Monkey D. Luffy that everyone has been trying to hit and seemingly couldn't accomplish, it kind of backfired on her because she kind of assumed Katakuri was one way when Katakuri, in essence, based on what we've seen from him, is a completely different person. Let me also mention that Flambe and Katakuri's relationship, or actually her perception of what their relationship is, it was borderline, I guess, uncomfortable just because how she was reacting to everything Katakuri was doing. I know we've seen things with incest before, but this this teetered on the brink of where I was like, why is she reacting this way? This is concerning. Anyway, in the meantime, Katakuri is still whooping Luffy's ass and still wondering what the hell is going on. But we see an official translation or official name for Katakuri's Gatling form of his donuts, right? And that's called Ginchaku. For the most part, Ginchaku I've been hearing based on my boy Arthur from OnePieceRenewal.wordpress.com saying that could be a mistranslation and it's Kinkaku. That's what I'm hearing is Kinkaku. If you guys want more information from Arthur, I would link his website down below. Amazing stuff there if you guys want a deeper analysis of the One Piece chapter, because he's really good at analyzing the chapters and tying them back to things that happened in the past or actual history. It's an amazing read, so go and check Archer's website, OnePieceRenewal.wordpress.com. I used to do videos on it all the time. I may start doing it again, but as a fan, I read it from time to time just to see how he feels about things or different translation errors, things like that. He points it out, so go check out Archer. It's amazing, right? That'd be in the description box down below. But regardless, it may be a translation error called Kinkaku. So that's his form of Gatling for the donuts, at least. This is the crazy attack, because after this whole attack, Luffy is in a crater, it seems like, and being pummeled. And again, Luffy, at the end of the day, he is been beaten this entire fight. Yes, he had a moment we were in Gear 4th, and he got the jump on Katakuri, and he whooped Katakuri's ass for that time. But then, since then, Katakuri has been beating Luffy's ass, and Luffy is still going. Again, this is a testament to Luffy's durability, or rather his endurance. So it's amazing. I can understand people saying it teeters on the brink of unbelievable, but Luffy has been doing unbelievable shit his entire pirate career. If you want to call that a goddamn pirate career, right? After this pummeling though, Luffy says, I think I saw it. Or, I mean, his eyes look like he's about to pass out. He's like, I think I saw it. And of course, we go into the Rayleigh flashback. We all know, after we're about to get a Rayleigh flashback, that's when shit actually goes to another level, because we know some shit is coming right after, right? So he says, I think I saw it. Then we go into the Rayleigh flashback. That's when Luffy talks about the call of observation, and Rayleigh mentions, you know, being able to sense it unconsciously is, I guess, pretty much the next level. We're not thinking about sensing it unconsciously. I'm thinking about when you go on an island. It's just a aura, or an aura around you, that you just feel everything. You feel the presence of everything. You could say it's someone like the voice of all things, or I don't want to say it's like the voice of all things. I don't want to go that far, but it's a presence you feel. You just feel. So it's like somewhat like the air. When the wind, how the wind is blowing, you feel everything around you the same way, but you're not trying to do it. It just happens, right? It's unconscious. It's just a part of your being. So let me ask this question. So with Luffy dodging this, right? Does this mean Luffy has complete control of observation haki already? No, I don't think that's the case. I feel like Luffy's unlocking slowly layers and layers of observation haki that he's going to need to defeat someone like Blackbeard, who we all foresee, we all predict or theorize will have 3 devil fruits at the end of it. And Luffy, having one that would more than likely is going to be nullified by Blackbeard, has to compete. So his haki game, observation, conquerors, we'll get to that later, and armament, it has to be on another level. So him unlocking his observation and unlocking layers of it, it makes sense for his development and the progression of said story. I do wonder about Katakuri not being able to sense Flambe, but based on Katakuri's dialogue and everything he was saying, he was really enthralled with this fight. He was really into this fight, and he wanted to have a good time fighting Luffy, so he was really focused on everything Luffy was doing. So that could be the reason for him not being able to sense Flambe. We had a discussion the other day, well, in the Discord wars, about the types of observation haki, whether, you know, sensing, future sight, visual, shit like that. And, you know, that may be a video for another day where we talk about, as far as the different categories, if it is a different category, if it's all one thing, because they all derive from the same thing, sensing or being able to predict in some way. I don't know if they all are the same type, right? Because Kobe, Fujitora, Usopp, Katakuri, Luffy, Rayleigh, it all seems to be a bit different based on the after or the effect that it can do. So I don't know. It's a discussion for another day, but it is very interesting. Katakuri notices Flambe at this point, right? And Katakuri is going over to Flambe, and Flambe expects Katakuri to praise her for all her good work, right? She's just so delusional. But this is also showing some growth in Katakuri's end. When Katakuri went over to Flambe, and Flambe Say, yo, big brother, what's poppin'? What's poppin', yo? Back like whatever. But you say, yo, what's poppin', big brother? And at this moment, Katakuri actually impales himself. That was the moment in the chapter where everyone was kind of shocked and stunned because we couldn't understand why Katakuri would do something like that when it seems like now he has the upper hand. Everything you've been saying about Luffy, about taking him out so he's not a threat in the future, you can end that right now and you impale yourself, which shows, again, growth for Katakuri. I'm not going to go too deep into Katakuri because I don't want this to be a Katakuri-dominated discussion. A separate video will be made for Katakuri and everything he's gone through this whole entire arc up to now and the transformation we've seen within him and the possibilities as well as far as like what he could possibly do in the future. So Katakuri, for one, screams at Flambe, says, do not give unwanted support in a duel, and if you're gonna laugh at him, laugh at me too, and he rips off his scarf and shows his face. And Flambe, in her reaction, just starts making fun of him and saying that, yo, basically, bro, I'm about to expose your ass. She called his face lame, and then we kind of slipped into a quick flashback of Katakuri where they were running away calling him a pelican eel and that he was a monster. So Katakuri, well, he had the strength of a monster. So Katakuri has been strong from the time he was a child. Which means to me that Katakuri has had expectations from since he was a child. Which based on that makes it difficult for someone like him to make friends. Again, this will be in a separate video. Flambe at that moment, she starts shitting on Katakuri and saying, yo, I'm the popular chick. I don't want to be associated with you. You're fucking lame. How are you the perfect big brother? You're not anything what I expect. And that goes back to someone meeting their idol for the first time, right? I don't know why Serena Williams is coming to mind. Serena Williams, you know, you think, oh my God, Serena Williams, she's amazing, she's beautiful. Then you finally see her, then you're like, holy shit, this is not what I expected. But then you switch up on her immediately and say, yo, what the fuck? That's pretty much what Flambe did. She met her idol. Well, she knew Katakuri, that's her brother. But essentially, she met the true him, and she didn't like it, and she just completely turned on Katakuri, which shows, again, her immaturity, age, and status, I guess, based on expectation. For Flambe, I wasn't surprised how she reacted because it was just, she's a young kid, a young popular chick who had expectations of her older brother. So Katakuri takes this time to apologize to Luffy, okay? He apologizes to Luffy for everything that was happening, and at this point, Luffy says the most honorable thing as a man you can say. In a duel between pirates, there's no such thing as playing dirty. Not being able to dodge was my mistake, and that goes back to everything that Shanks taught him. That's like Shanks all over again back then when they're like, yo, we're pirates, man. What do you think? What do you think this is? Like when the bandits got jumped and shit? Like Luffy has learned so much as far as like his overall Nindo, I guess, and how he views life and views this pirate life from Shanks. Shanks has had a huge influence on Luffy. Shit, even Garp referenced it. Like, yo, this goddamn red here, yo. If it wasn't for him, you'd be fine, bro. And then, oh my God, an unbelievably epic panel happened where Monkey D. Luffy, well, first, before that, they finished each other's sentences, right? They said, what the fuck they say? But Katakuri said, our spectators sure are nosy. Fuck. And then Luffy goes on to say they aren't prepared for what's about to happen or what happens next, or whatever. It's fitting for two conquering kings to clash to the point that it was destroying the surroundings. The mirror world was being destroyed and it knocked out everyone that was there, including bitch-ass Flambe. She was gone as well. And it was an unbelievable scene because a lot of people did not expect, well, I guess a lot of people did not think Katakuri had conquerors because he hadn't used it. And he had opportunities to use it, but he just did it at all during the wedding. And now all of a sudden he's using King's Haki. I guess Katakuri is all about efficiency. I'm sure King's Haki takes a bit out of you, like Rayleigh reference. King's Haki takes a bit out of you. Whitebeard did not use it at Marineford. So we know that King's Haki, it takes a bit of stamina. So Katakuri, I guess it makes sense for him not using it now that I think about it. Yo, so this Luffy versus Katakuri fight is getting so fucking interesting. Like, I did not care about it for a while after some shit happened a few chapters ago, but now I'm fully invested again. I don't want anybody to win, honestly. I just want it to be, I know Fruit was saying this before, and I agree 100%. I want it to be like a TKO. Not a TKO, that's a technical knockout. A double KO. A double knockout where they both get knocked out, or even if Katakuri wins, where it's the respect that Luffy's garnered from Katakuri, that, you know, then Katakuri carries Luffy out in the mirror world and help him escape. Or even if Luffy wins and Luffy, like, protects Katakuri so that they don't see his face, but then that kind of, you know, throws everything that Katakuri did away a bit, because I think after this, Katakuri is going to change a bit going forward. A fantastic chapter. I was just so pleased with this chapter. I couldn't contain my excitement. Everything that we kind of doubt as far as Oda, Luffy not being on the same level as Katakuri, Luffy being injured, Future Sight, Conquerors Haki, a lot of questions that we had got answered in this chapter, and I don't know how you cannot enjoy this chapter. I really don't know how this chapter can make you just say, yo, this is trash. But there's some people out there that they feel that because of how beat up Luffy is, or how beat up he was, he shouldn't be able to stand a chance versus Katakuri, even if Katakuri impaled himself, because he's been getting beat constantly for 11 hours. Does Luffy still have the stamina to go Gear 4th? I'm not sure. Probably. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a Gear 4th thing. I think it's going to be base, just going at it, like Film Z. You remember in Film Z how that shit was going on? I believe it's going to be something like that, and I think it's going to be fantastic. I really think it's going to be fantastic, and I really can't wait for the next chapter. It should be dropping early. I believe Tuesday. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not sure. But if it drops Tuesday, then expect a reaction review, all that good stuff, discussion. You know how we get it in. But guys, let me know what you think about this chapter. Again, my special Katakuri video will be coming out before the chapter drops 100%. But before we do that, we are going to do something special at the end of videos. Now, we're going to answer 2 questions from our reactions, okay? 2 questions from the live reaction we're going to answer. So let's get right to the 2 questions. Okay, so the first question I'm going to answer today was by Mr. Karu. He says, great chapter, make Oda great again. Number 1, realize power levels don't exist. Anyone can beat anyone if Oda wills it. He doesn't care. I don't think that's the case. I think Oda, for Luffy, if he wills it, I mean, will is super important in One Piece, but I think for Luffy, it's a different thing. But power levels do exist. It's just extremely difficult to kind of scale it in One Piece. They do exist though. 2, stop projecting bounties. None of us understand exactly how the government decides on them. But we have an idea of what they decide as far as threat level to the government. The actual formula, that's unknown to us, but you're saying stop predicting bounties, like that's fun. We like doing fun shit. Predicting bounties, that's pretty exciting. Like, yo, what do you think his bounty is gonna be after this? A lot of people enjoy doing it as well, so come on, guys. Don't be a sourpuss, man. Just like let it rock, bro. Let it rock. Why do so many people care about who is conquerors haki? Because conquerors haki, I think, is the mark of a king, and it's the mark of someone that's competing for the greatest prize, which is the One Piece in that world, at least. So who has conquerors haki is an interesting thing. Chin Jiao did say a lot of people are gonna have it going forward, but we haven't seen that many people with it. So when someone is revealed to have King's haki, it's a pretty big fucking deal, because this means this person is special and has the qualities of a king. That's great. I don't know why somebody wouldn't want something like that. That's fantastic. The second question I'm going to answer is by Scartoon. He says, this chapter makes Whole Cake inconsistent. I have observation haki to the max, but see my sis and her squad launching range attacks was beyond that power. Before, random sideline fodder wouldn't so much as address Katakuri with bass in their voice due to his prowess alone, but now weak King's haki fodder is throwing things at him and speaking disrespectfully towards him. Before, Luffy needed to die because he's a threat. Now let's train him so he can get stronger and be an even worse threat. Big Mom and the fams look weird as fuck, and they all criticize looks immediately. If you can knock out people shooting at you with simple King's haki, why didn't Luffy do that from the shonen jump? I like what you did there. So this was an interesting question, or interesting comment rather, just because of how many layers there are to this, and we're going to address all of them right now. Again, the questions video will be coming out where I'm going to respond to a lot more questions, but this is a special thing for the video. We're going to answer 2 questions from each reaction, just to get you guys more involved in the actual full discussion video. Okay, let's address the first part. This chapter makes Whole Cake inconsistent. Whole Cake has been inconsistent for a while now, so that's something we can address at a later date. But Whole Cake has had some inconsistencies. I'm not sure how this chapter in particularly makes Whole Cake inconsistent. We've seen the same shit throughout in Whole Cake as far as inconsistencies. I don't know. It says the observation haki to the max thing as far as Katakuri. I addressed it previously in my discussion that Katakuri was so focused on Luffy, he wasn't focused on anything else. So that could be the reason why Katakuri did not sense Flambe there. Secondly, the sideline fodder, they're pretty much beneath Flambe, and they're working for Flambe. They follow her way of thinking, how she really thinks. So Katakuri, he could have, easily fodderized any of them, but they were, they got, I guess, bolstered from how Flambe was acting. So you know how it is where you have that friend and they have followers. The followers don't typically act that way, but when they have that friend, they just follow in their footsteps. So that's pretty much what happened there. As far as Katakuri and Luffy being a threat and training him to be a real threat, Katakuri isn't necessarily training Luffy. Oda is using Katakuri as a training device. You can say that, but Katakuri isn't himself, based on the story, as a character training Luffy. He is interested in Luffy and Luffy's growth as far as the fight is concerned, but he's not training Luffy to be a better fighter, to be more of a threat. He still wants to win. Don't get it twisted. He still wants to win, but now he respects Luffy to a higher degree. As far as knocking out people that can shoot at you, again, King's haki has been shown to take up some stamina. The fact that Whitebeard didn't use it at Marineford, and Rayleigh referenced it, him being tired, where after using King's haki, where I think it uses a bit of stamina. So Luffy using it at this point, after fighting for so long, after getting beaten up, then using King's haki to knock out the fodder, that would kind of be, I guess, counterproductive. Him using it versus Katakuri Katakuri here, this is Luffy's second win because of like, this is going to be the finale of the fight. So the King's Conquerors haki was kind of like a new beginning for this fight. It's like now it's on an even playing field. Back then, Luffy was pretty much out of it. He was wobbling. Luffy has gained his second win. Again, how did he gain the second win? It's a shonen, it's One Piece. This is what happens. He kind of got bolstered from everything that Katakuri said, and you know, I expect a fantastic fight going forward. But excellent comment, excellent comment. Keep the comments coming because I'm going to be doing a comments video or a questions video this week. We're going to have those every week. So guys, keep the comments coming. I appreciate everything. So that's pretty much the end of the review. That's pretty much all of it. I have nothing else to say. My Katakuri video will be dropping this week as well, so look out for that. I appreciate you guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Check out my reactions or my other videos. They're always lit. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.